But how do we know he's not lying about that, like he lied about Brookfield?
You are so full of shit
Okay.
that it's coming out your ears.
What makes you be a supporter of Mark Carney?
Well, I think he'd be a good leader.
Why are you parking on private property, sir?
Yeah. I'm allowed to park on private property. Really? I have no parking for my business because what? The Liberal leader?
Is Greg Dumichel here?
So you're in my way.
Hey.
So now you got to get out of my way.
Oh, are you transgender?
Yes, I am.
Oh, a trans what?
Trans woman.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Bradford, Ontario. And folks, I'm standing outside Portugalia Bakery. This is the site for a meet and greet that just happened with Mark Carney. Now, we have been here for a good 90 minutes. We were hoping to catch either Mr. Carney coming in or leaving this venue, but suddenly he is camera shy. What's more, we noticed that he's not even the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, and yet somehow he has RCMP protection. You're not going to believe this. So we did some streeters with his supporters. Got to tell you, why are they all so angry, it seems? Well, not all of them, but some of them. One person even physically assaulted me. We caught that on camera too. And of course, the two relevant questions we wanted to ask Mr. Carney: why did he lie about the moving of Brookfield Asset Management from Toronto to the US? He said that occurred in January when he was no longer on the board of directors, but we know it happened in October of last year when he was on the board of directors. So what's going on with that? Especially since Mark Carney is presenting himself as Captain Canada. He's going to protect Canadian jobs from the US President Donald Trump and his tariffs. Well, you know, put up or shut up, I should think. Also, is it true that Mark Carney is a supporter of Hamas? That's what he said during the debate. Here, check it out.
We all agree on Hamas, on a two-state
No, we don't agree with
solution.
Hamas. No, we're against
Yes,
Hamas,
we're all against
absolutely.
Hamas. We are.
So there you go. Either something was lost in translation, or Mr. Carney is lying again. I mean, which is it? And by the way, now that Epstein Island is back in the news again, what's his involvement with that? We have seen a photo of him and Ghislaine Maxwell hobnobbing together. So some very, very important questions to ask the Liberal leader and Prime Minister in waiting. The thing is, folks, just like Justin Trudeau these days, Mark Carney goes in through other entrances, the tradesman's entrance, you know, where they have garbage and recycling ready for pickup. But in any event, we gave it a good old college try. But for some reason, the man who would be Prime Minister is very camera shy these days. Here, check it out. Sir, what makes you be a supporter of Mark Carney?
Well, I think he'd be a good leader. He's got some good people around him. Like, I watched the debate. I think they're all really good candidates, like Christia and Bayless and Karina. And I'm just thinking together, all of them together could work really good as a team.
I just think he's got great experience, and I think it's exactly what the Canadian government needs right now, some economic experience for the troubled times from Mr. Trump down south.
What makes you support Mark Carney?
Well, his experience. And his views and his policies.
What do you think about his lie about not moving Brookfield Asset Management in October?
Well, maybe we'll ask him about it.
Misinformation and disinformation.
Oh, hi, sir.
Do you know the difference between misinformation and disinformation?
Oh, please educate me.
You're a liar. It's
What did I lie about?
About this Hamas bullshit.
Well, he said that in the French leadership debate, sir.
Yeah, you know what he said and why he said it. He was a little bit off his game on the French.
Oh, it was lost in translation. But how do we know he's not lying about that, like he lied about Brookfield?
You are so full of shit
Okay.
that it's coming out your ears.
That's not very ladylike, sir. Well, there's one of your loving liberals of the party that Mark Carney aspires to lead. Hey, sir, are you a Mark Carney supporter?
Why?
Oh, I'm just curious. That's why
You don't look very friendly.
he doesn't look very friendly, right?
No, you don't look very friendly.
Oh, I'm the lovable one. I wouldn't hurt a flea.
No?
No.
I like all parties, but I think he's going to be a very good leader.
Oh, okay then. What do you think about him being caught in a lie about Brookfield Asset Management?
Well, if you want to call it a lie, that's up to you. I don't see that as a lie.
No, none of that. That's actually baseless. So I think it's all part of rumors and innuendos that people like you are trying to start to,
It was actually, I got the date for you, October 31st, Halloween, sir.
Yeah, businesses make decisions.
I'll have to look at that.
Oh, okay. You didn't hear about that then?
I heard something about it, but with anything, you have to always look more deeply at things, right?
Trump was not even in office when he made the move that you're talking about. So if you want to call that a lie, that's fine. That's up to you. You're obviously here. You've got your own agenda. I'm for media that actually covers both sides or all sides.
Oh, which media would that be?
All media that does that, sir.
CBC, perhaps?
Media is not one of them.
Mark Carney professed his support for Hamas. What do you think about that?
Well, that was actually the French one, right? I think.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he supports Hamas.
So he doesn't understand French that well?
Well, good question. Okay. I guess he made a mistake.
Okay, then. Yeah. Because a couple of candidates vying for Liberal leadership, like Ruby Della, they were disqualified for their lack of French proficiency. So why isn't Mark Carney?
I don't know if that was the reason Ruby Della was disqualified. I think it had to do with the financing. I think that's what it had to do with. So
there's no support for Hamas whatsoever.
That's what he said in the French debate.
You should practice your French, my friend. He never said that at all.
Oh, okay then. Well, I saw him say it, and I saw Christian Free.
Nobody supports Hamas in Canada. Nobody ought to support Hamas in Canada. And he certainly doesn't. Well, you don't. I know I don't. So we can agree on that.
You can put your spin on it. What's support for Hamas?
Well, that's what he said.
You're not allowed to fumble up a word in French.
Oh, he fumbled
all over it.
I see. He lost in translation.
It got lost in translation. Is right, and his own person corrected it live on the air.
Actually, no, it was Christian Freeland that corrected him.
That's exactly. French is not his first language.
I thought they were competitors for the Liberal leadership party.
It's not well, maybe, but Liberals seem to get along. They don't. It's not one versus the other stabbing each other in the back to get ahead, is it?
Well, you know what? A couple of Liberal leadership candidates were disqualified because of their lack of proficiency in French.
Buddy, your agenda is so obvious. It's like the look on your face. It's got the stunned look to it, pal.
Oh, okay.
You should be willing to cover all sides of all issues and do it in a manner that's supportive of Canada.
Well, please educate me.
Well, I just did.
Okay, then.
We're here just to buy some baked goods.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought with the red tie you might be some Liberal supporter.
Oh.
Sorry to profile you incorrectly, sir.
No, that's okay. Don't worry.
Have a good day. What makes you support him, Em?
He speaks right for Canada.
Oh, okay then. What has he said that's right for Canada?
He spoke about the transgender community.
Oh, are you transgender?
Yes, I am.
Oh, a trans what?
Trans woman.
What do you think about transgenders going into female sports? Yeah. What do you think about that?
You need your wife's name. Off in Canada, Mark. Come on, Mark. You got to disclose. You got to disclose, Mark.
I think so. Well, folks, that was bizarre. I don't think you can see because of the reflection. Mark Carney spotted me, made eye contact, and held up a sign, a green sign. I think it said Climate Action Aurora. It feels like about -10 right now. You're not winning me over to the side if you're concerned about global warming in the death of winter here in February. But he does know we're here, and I think he's having some sport with it. You know, he's like having a chuckle at our expense.
You're a billionaire, and you're here raising money? Why do you need that, Mark? Are you a thief, Mark? We want to know the financials, Mark.
Well, folks, as sure as there is salt water in the Pacific Ocean, once again we come up and see that Derek Noonan, patriot freedom fighter, is at the Mark Carney event. Derek likes to, well, basically haunt high-profile Liberals. I was trying to interview some of his supporters at this bakery. Derek, they seem so angry for some reason.
They do. Like most Liberals, they're angry. I don't know if it's because they're facing reality, and a fact is a fact, and a truth's the truth.
Yeah.
And they've been living basically lies ever since.
Brookfield Asset Management moved their head office from Toronto to the U.S. He said it it took place in January when he wasn't with the board of directors, but we know it took place in October of last year. What's going on?
Well, he was also in attendance, and it was a bold-faced lie, basically. He lied outright. And since then, we haven't seen or heard of him. Anything from him yet.
Mark Carney, for some reason, has the RCMP in his personal protection. Last I checked, he wasn't the prime minister yet. He's not even the Liberal leader yet. What's going on?
I don't know. That's one of the questions I'd like to know. Because he's still a private citizen, and he's not entitled to this type of protection. In fact, there's a gentleman there at the door. He's on Justin's detail quite often, and there's another one that's been on Justin's detail as well.
Surely not Uncle Fester.
No, he's not here yet, unfortunately. So I'd like a lot of questions, because these guys don't come cheap.
Well, knock me down with a feather, folks. I can't believe it. This big black Chevy Suburban with the police sticker in the windshield. Look at that plate number, CPWF 993. This is Uncle Fester's car. Yes, Greg Dumichel, the fellow who assaulted me and falsely arrested me last January. You might remember we saw him again in Richmond Hill a month ago. Check out our little O.J. Simpson-like chase. And, the final destination was an OPP detachment. Yeah, Dumichel, a cop himself, called the OPP on us for, well, nothing. It was catch and release. Check it out. Isn't this amazing, folks? This is the guy who a year ago today roughed me up, falsely arrested me.
They're saying that you blew a red light, so
oh, really?
We're just investigating that, yeah.
Oh. Do they have any evidence of that? Because if I blew one, they blew one.
And you also pulled a U-turn to come into a police only. Yeah.
I do have a dash cam, folks, so that could be the tale of what's going on. I really wonder what other lies this lying liar told the OPP. So in any event, I just wonder if they share their police cruisers, or is Greg Dumichel here as well? Won't that be interesting to find out if we can scrum him? We're here for the Mark Carney event, ma'am.
Is this his vehicle?
Pardon me?
This is our property, all this parking?
Oh yeah, we're not parked here, ma'am.
Whose is it then?
This is an RCMP vehicle.
Well, it can get the hell off of here is what it can do.
I agree.
I give a about Mark Carney. Where is he? He can move his
in
vehicles.
the bakery right there, ma'am.
Let's go.
Okay. Hey, wow, look at this. Citizens arrest time. Try to...
Every car over there, and you know what?
The police officers are there.
Okay, good.
Go talk to
Why are you parking on private property, sir?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to park on private property.
Really? I have no parking for my business because what? The Liberal leader?
Is Greg Dumichel here? Sir, why did Greg Dumichel falsely arrest and assault me last January?
Excuse me, watch the door. I'm with the RCMP. I'm a police officer with the RCMP.
Why does Mark Carney have RCMP protection?
I need to get out. I need to get out
okay then. So who are you, by the way? By the way, what do you think of Mark Carney being pro-Hamas?
So you're in my way.
Hey.
So now you got to get out of my way.
Yeah, thank you. What is that? Did you see this?
Yeah, that's assault.
That is... Officer, did you see that?
That was assault.
I saw it.
Thank you. Anyways, folks, another example of two-tier policing. The passenger in that Audi Q5 boldly assaulted me on camera, DDST 593. Maybe that's evidence for a future prosecution. It was right in the full view of York Simcoe police officers. They got out of their vehicles and then they did nothing. But, you know, I'm not an elitist like Mark Carney, where apparently even asking him insensitive questions, well, that's a criminal offense. Unbelievable. But he doesn't want to meet and greet us.
Yeah, I know. That's not good. No. No more liberals.
Yes, thank you, sir. So there you go. Mr. Carney's not even the leader of the Liberal Party, much less Prime Minister, and there is zero accountability. Not that it really matters when it comes to the mainstream media, because, folks, they are covering for this man. As I mentioned, the big news story is how Mark Carney was caught in a lie in terms of the chronology of Brookfield Asset Management leaving Toronto to the U.S. And yet, check out the CBC coverage of this story. This is unbelievable. Here's the lead paragraph, quote, Liberal leadership contender Mark Carney helped steer two G7 economies through turbulent times, and his track record as a central banker earned him praise and offers to serve on the board of directors of some prominent businesses, nonprofits, and philanthropic organizations, including one of Canada's largest publicly traded companies, Brookfield Asset Management, end quote. In the journalism business, that's called burying the lead. The story is about him lying about the chronology of Brookfield Asset Management moving to the U.S., but you wouldn't know that until you go down several paragraphs of that CBC story. Yeah, so we know where the mainstream media stands on this. They don't like the idea that the Pierre Poilievre Conservatives, they're going to cut off the corporate welfare slush fund to this sunset industry known as legacy media, and they are running cover for the man who would be Prime Minister. Unbelievable. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Speaking of mainstream media, folks, unlike those cats, Justin Trudeau's trained seals, we do not get a single nickel from the federal government, nor would we accept it if offered. But we need your help. Could you please go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation so that we can continue to bring you the other side of the story.